Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenna. Today I have my beautiful ZZ Supernova. Not all of them are called Supernova, but we are talking about ZZ specifically today. I only have a Supernova, so this is what I have to show you today. But today we are just going to talk about all general care for ZZ. So if you're looking for that info, stick around. For those who don't know, ZZ plants are easy. ZZ is easy. They love to just get completely dry all the way down 100% because they have these things called rhizomes, or the little potatoes inside of the soil, which actually store water, which means that they can store way more water than other plants. So you can actually have it dry completely all the way down. They like a complicated relationship, okay? You can ignore her and she will be fine with it. I think the most common cause that ZZs die in homes is because they are being overwatered, because they don't realize that they have these rhizomes within the soil and they're getting too much water, there's root rot, things aren't good down there, and then it's sad. So just know that they do have those little pockets or the potatoes within the soil, so you don't need to water them frequently at all. Some people say that they're a great beginner plant, and then some people say that they are actually not a good beginner plant, and these are the reasons why. So if you are kind of a person that feels like they need a plant that they can just have a routine once a week, which honestly isn't my favorite already, just being like, I'm gonna water every Wednesday. I have a reason for that. Anyways, we're not gonna talk about that today. But if you are a person that feels like they forget to water, this might be a plant for you. So I don't really call it a beginner plant just because I feel that most of the beginner plant parents are overwaterers. So this is probably not your best bet for that. I always do a bottom water, which means I put a tray underneath and I pour water into that tray, usually a spritz of neem oil to get rid of the fungus gnats. Just let it sit for 30 minutes, get it completely saturated, because if you water at the top, it doesn't always cover all of the roots, which need to be watered, because the health of the plant is actually within the roots of your plant. So it really just benefits your plant in so many ways. Obviously you don't have to bottom water, but especially if you are a new plant parent, bottom watering is a great way to start. And then like you saw, I also have mine in a clear plant pot. That is because it's just easy to tell what's going on. Also still have it in the fun pot, so she looks cool and classy, but when I needed to check up on her, I can see what's going on down here. I would say that it likes low light, but it thrives in bright indirect light. What does that mean? It means that it can go underneath of a window. It does not need to be under a south-facing window. A lot of people say south-facing because south is where the light comes the strongest. I would almost say south-facing window is a little bit too strong for these guys. I think that you can have it at whatever window, but by a window. It doesn't need to be directly under the sun outside. And if for some reason you start to see the leaves are burning a little bit, that might be because that it's getting too much light. Maybe it's in a south-facing window. Just back it up a foot or two, kind of see what happens. But low light or bright indirect light does not mean no light. Low light is kind of like a low light tolerant, so they tolerate lower light conditions, but they're going to thrive in bright indirect light. So like I said, right underneath the window. I love to clean my leaves in general, but these, especially with the ZZ, I feel like they just are so glossy and beautiful when they are really clean. And what I do is I have a mixture with water, tiny bit of neem oil, and a tiny little bit of Castile soap. I can do another video where I walk you through that a little bit more, but that's pretty much what I do to wash my leaves, and then I dry them right after I spray them with that solution, so that doesn't burn it. But cleaning your leaves just makes them look really pretty, and it also prevents any spider mites or any pests that you might not want. I personally have not experienced any really bugs with a ZZ plant specifically. There are plants that are prone to certain bugs. The most likely you will see the fungus gnats, which are just the little gnats that fly around. Those are what I was talking about earlier, that if you do one little squirt of neem oil in the water, that will take care of it. I do not hate fungus gnats because they tell you if you're watering too much, because what they like is the moisture at the top of the soil. Another reason to bottom water. But they do tell you something. They tell you that you might be watering too much and kind of step back. If you don't want them, which I'm assuming nobody does. You can just get a Zevo or a pest trap, sticky trap. But then again, doing the neem oil, some people say cinnamon. There's a lot of different ways. I have seen that the neem oil spray in the water does the best. So that is what I always recommend. You can find that at your local hardware store. You can order it online, whatever works for you. Again, I can do another video where I talk more about my mixture with cleaning the leaves and all that sort of stuff, but for right now we're just talking about general ZZ care. Some people do say that ZZs are pet safe, and like any plant, I always say, even if it is pet safe, to just take precaution, because you don't want your pet getting sick and you don't want your plant getting eaten. So just gonna take those precautions either way. That way everyone in your home and everything in your home is happy and healthy. If you guys have any other questions about the ZZ, please let me know down below. And if you have any other plants you would like to hear about, I would love to help you out. I will see you guys next time for another video. Bye everybody.